What's up, guys? It's Ryan here with Eastcoastathletics. Welcome to another Track Talk Thursday. Uh, I was supposed to be doing this live stream from Kentucky, but things didn't work out that way. I ended up having to stay here, so such is life. Actually, I'm supposed to be at work. And I took my lunch break and kind of rushed home to try to do this live stream. That's why I'm a couple minutes late. But yeah, just trying to, keep the flow. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking for my copying shirt because I'm ripping copying right now because the boys are in Kentucky, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where I'll put it, but it's somewhere here in the house. But we do have quite a lot to talk about, so let's get started. We're gonna start off with some news. So in the women's 60 meter, Christina Clements ran 8:05 to outclass Jasmine Shutter 8:17 at the Clemson Invitational. So that was on this past Friday, the 17th. That's the time that they ran. Also, the Jamaican sprinter Kyra Grant that we all know, she ran 7:22 at the same meet actually it was a different meet. It was at the South Carolina Gamecock meet. So she ran 7:22. She was beaten by Tamara Davis, who produced pretty much a age group world record in that race. So a lot of things going on, a lot of records, I guess, or fast times. Janique Brown also ran a much faster time, and this was at a different meet. Let me see. Can't even. Oh, this was in Iowa. She ran 8:01 in the 60 meter hurdles. So as you can see, the times are dropping. People are running real fast, and we haven't even gotten into February yet. So NCAA's indoor is shaping up to be something spectacular, because we have quite a lot of times right here. Also, I'm gonna leave that for last, but yeah, we have. Bless up yourself, Mr. White. See you in another place. And for one of the athletes, and now I'm gonna talk about a few Jamaican athletes. One of the athletes that a lot of people might know, but they haven't heard a lot from him recently, and that's Odin Skeen. And that's because he was plagued with a lot of injury. So he's back. He ran his first meet, 6:67, being healthy. And I think that's what he's really, trying to focus on, staying healthy so he could deliver when the time comes. He's a sub-10 sprinter, so we gotta expect great things from him. Pretty much I think he could go under 6'5". So it's just a matter of staying healthy and just delivering. So yeah. Guys, just see with me. I have everything listed or jotted down, but I think I'm gonna be a little bit all over the place. So just bear with me. But yeah, he. I'm not sure when he'll be running again. A lot of these athletes are gonna be running at Melrose games. A lot of these pro athletes will be running at Melrose games. So, you could look forward to seeing him, run at Melrose more than likely. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But based on what I've read, a lot of them will be running there. Another athlete ran a really fast time, which is a sophomore from Virginia Tech, Jakari Patterson. The time he ran a time of 32:32 in the 300 meter indoor. That's really fast. That mark was there since 2010 from Taurine Lawrence. So 32:32 at this time of the season. I can recall last year, I think that's a time that Stephen Gardner ran indoor at the South Carolina meet. I think I had that race on my channel too. So, that's a very impressive time, to run at this time of the season, especially if you're running it indoor and it's not outdoor. So you definitely gotta, look out for this guy. He'll definitely, I think will make it to NCAA's back to back because he's just a sophomore. So for those who don't know him, look out for him because he's a force to reckon with based on the results that I'm seeing. I haven't seen the race, but I would assume that it was, a spectacular race. So you guys could just look out for him. I'm gonna jump back to another professional athlete. Shelly and Fraser recently became an ambassador for Visa. We all know Visa, as being on our bank cards, stuff like that. So she has recently, became an ambassador for them. So, that's a good thing, for her as an individual athlete, and it, speaks well for the professional track and field world because we often see a lot of the basketball players and footballers getting a lot of endorsements and stuff like that, but only a few, I would say a handful of track athletes really get, big endorsements or become big ambassadors for, companies like this that are not specifically like a shoe company, Nike, Adidas, Puma, etc. So that's pretty good, of them to use her as an ambassador for their company. And this can be just a stepping stone or a platform in which other athletes could embark on or get in on that type of thing too. So that's a good step in the right direction. Now let me get at one of the main things that I really, well, I have two. One of the main things that I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of the professional athletes, right? We know that there's a whole bunch of professional athletes out there in the track and field world. some of them are competing, right? Because I mentioned, quite a few of them that will be competing at the Melrose Games come next month. But there's also quite a lot of them that are not gonna be competing indoors, period, because of the fact that they think that running indoor, is not ideal because of the fact that the World Championship was so late in the year 2019, all the way in September. So they think that the preparation time between then and the upcoming Olympics is not enough time. So they're kind of, stepping back and using all that time to prepare compared to competing a lot like they normally, do. So I really would like to, know what you guys think about that. What do you think it's a smart idea not to compete indoor? Noah Lyles is one of, those athletes that won't be running indoor. I don't think Gatlin will be running indoor either. And I'm not sure if Shanae Miller will be running. I don't think she'll be running either. I know that Stephen Gardner will be running, and a few others. So, what do you guys think about that? Because me personally, I think running one or two races indoor doesn't really affect your training that much because you don't necessarily have to, sharpen up a lot. And again, it all depends on what you're running. You know what I'm saying? So you your coach and your coach has to, you know, help to decide whether or not, you need to run. And you should know where you're at this point in time if you're at that level to, to be able to compete, or if your training, is in, that arena right now. But I don't think it hurt to, compete, run a few races. I don't think it'll hurt. It's not like you're gonna be running every single weekend, you know, throughout the indoor season, and then when outdoor comes, you're gonna be competing as well. Because as a professional athlete, even though um, you need a lot more time to prepare because your season is gonna be longer, you also need races under your belt, which help you to get sharper and help you and give you an idea of where you're at in your training. Sometimes you need indicators. Running in practice or just training alone, or doing time trials won't be ideal, won't be the right indicator because you don't have that level of competition that you would have, while running in a competitive race. So sometimes it's good to, run a couple races, whether it's, I would say in this case indoor, even if it's over distance. If you're a 200-meter runner, you might run the 300, or 400 or something, to give an indicator of where you're at in your training. So I don't think, that hurts at all. I think that's actually, a good thing for a lot of the professional athletes to do. And it's just, I think it's more so the fact that it's indoor, and it's an American based thing, because of the fact that in other countries, or say for example in Jamaica, they don't have indoor, but they do compete. They do run like the 400, or the sprinters normally run a 400 early in the season, maybe in February or January, or somewhere late January or somewhere there, to give an indicator of where they're at. And then maybe the following month, maybe March, they'll open up with their event or whatever the case is. So I don't think there is anything wrong with doing that. It's just a matter of, I think, indoor, you got to think about the fact that you're running on a smaller track compared to the Olympic track, the Olympic size track, which is a 400-meter track, and the corners are tighter and stuff like that. So you got to, take that into consideration. A lot of people are trying to, stay healthy. They don't want to risk getting hurt or anything like that. So, that's one of the key things that I feel like a lot of people are thinking about. They don't want to take any chances and, sprint indoor and get hurt, or sprint at a time when they don't think they're supposed to be sprinting, or their program is not super geared towards them sprinting at that point in time. So I think that's one of the things that a lot of athletes are thinking about, but I don't think it hurts at all, to be honest. All right, on to the next topic, and this is, in my opinion, this is my main topic for the night. It's on the news pretty much everywhere that the Jamaicans are doing extremely well on the indoor circuit, and that is no surprise to me, because of the fact that there's so much Jamaican athletes here in the United States. That's the first thing. Secondly, these athletes are not just average athletes. They're really great athletes. So I do expect that they will be running good times. And also, the main thing is that they're competing almost in the same fashion as they would when they were in Jamaica. It's just that they're not running indoor. There's no indoor season in Jamaica, because normally in Jamaica you would start your season with, I guess, a over distance meet, and maybe like mid-December, somewhere around like the 15th of December or somewhere there. You'll run maybe like a 600, a 300 or something like that, or a 150. And then when January hits is when everybody start competing. And it's a weekly thing. Each athlete will run pretty much every week, and that will kind of, get them sharper, because champs is in March, and NCAA championship is also in March. So it's kind of the same thing. They are peaking for the same time of the year. It's just that it's in two different country and two different type of running, in which one is indoor and one is strictly outdoor. And then a lot of these athletes, after peaking for champs, they go on to competing at Penn Relays, in which a lot of the schools here in America also do. And then after that, they have the Junior Charles coming up in June, which is also like NCAA outdoors, and it's outdoors for them too. So it's no fluke that they're dominating or running fast, as they are now. Like that's expected. I know that, that's something that they definitely, will be doing, because as long as they and the competition here in the US is much higher than it is in Jamaica, especially for like the quarter milers, and I would say like a lot of the half milers too. They'll run a lot faster here if they're dedicated, because there's not a lot of half milers in Jamaica that are running sub 150. So having better competition will definitely push them to run faster times. So that's something that, I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to. They're in the back of their head, they're just thinking, oh, the Jamaicans are running faster, they're running faster, but they don't seem to realize all the different elements and aspect that contributes to the Jamaicans running fast. And I really don't think that there's a big change. There's a change in the environment and maybe the climate and the surface, because as I said, indoor compared to outdoor, it's two different style of running. You're running on maybe a 200 bank track indoor or a flat track. It all depends. Compared to outdoor, you're just running strictly on a flat 400-meter track, and that's what all Jamaicans are used to. So I don't think it's by any means a fluke or a surprise, or anyone should be surprised for the mere fact that they're running much faster or superior to a lot of the other athletes here in the United States. Kyra Grant, for example, she is doing really well. I think she ran 23 2, I think 23:22 as well. And another pro athlete posted I think a world leading time of 23:1. And she's not even a diehard sprinter. She's a hurdler. Well, hurdlers are sprinters, but she runs the 100-meter hurdles. So this just goes to show that, and I don't know why her name is not clicking right now, but she's the Olympic bronze medal in the 100-meter hurdles. Her name is just not clicking in my head right now, but yeah. In my opinion, I think it's just the competition. Once there is competition, people are gonna rise to the occasion. So it's not a surprise to me, and I don't think it should be, a surprise to you. Thank you very much. And I was right. 23:1, 23:12. Danielle Williams. Thanks, Travis. So she ran 23:1:12, which is a world leading. And again, this is an athlete that is always getting hurt, and this season she haven't gotten hurt so far. I hope that she stay healthy, because a healthy athlete will definitely bring better results, and that's only going to add to her hurdle event, because her speed will improve, and I know her coach will be working on her technique, making her even more flawless, because I think she had the fastest time last season pretty much all throughout. So she's a really 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 good athlete, and I mentioned a couple other athletes that are doing well. There's quite a lot of them. Some of them are new to me. I don't really know their names just yet, or know their names off the top of my head, but I mentioned a couple of them, and I know there's a lot more Jamaicans that were mentioned, especially by Track Alert. Track Alert definitely highlight a lot of them, so you guys could definitely check Track Alert if you want to know the specific names of these athletes that are doing extremely well on the indoor. They refer to it as the indoor circuit, so you could check Track Alert and you'll get all the names and everything right there. But as I said, it's not surprising to me. Before these younger batch of athletes, there was other group that was running fast. You had Ricardo Chambers, you had Aladdin Fothergill, you had quite a lot of them. You had Riker Hilton, you had Leaford Green. You had a lot of athletes that was performing at a very high standard. So it's not surprising to me at all. Once the competition is there, they're gonna run fast. Jamaicans are competitors in pretty much everything that they do. They're gonna compete. So regardless of where they're at, what type of track, they're gonna compete. So I feel like that's just a part of their their DNA. They're gonna compete regardless, and they're gonna try to do their best at all time and be the best. So it's not surprising when I keep seeing articles on top of articles that they're running fast. They're outperforming this person, that person, and so forth. It's not really surprising to me. So I just wanted to elaborate on that a little bit. Let you guys know that I'm aware of it, and also let y'all know that it's nothing to be super alarmed about. Yes, they're running fast. We expected, right? Well, at least I expected. I I want to say hats off to them for being such great ambassadors for their country, and you know letting the world know that Jamaica is, in my opinion, the sprint capital of the world. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but that's my opinion. I'm allowed to give my opinion. Um, so I just want to say congrats, especially to Kyra Grant. I'll definitely be, you know, seeing her at the MIAC Championship, because I will be there for sure. Because it's pretty close to. It's actually in the same state that I'm in, so I definitely will be there to see her compete, because it's in the conference that Coppin State is in. So I definitely will see her run. And before I close, I want to give a big shout out to my Coppin State team that is in Kentucky right now. They're going to be competing tomorrow, and they'll be competing on Saturday. Joseph Amore, I know he's gonna light that place up. I already know that he's gonna be doing, really good. I'm not gonna say what event he's running, but I know he's gonna deliver. Also, I wanna give a big shout out to Malik John. I think he's gonna be doing really good as well. I think the team as a whole is gonna, excel this weekend. I wish I was there to really see it and capture a lot of the races, but unfortunately I had to be here because I had work and stuff as well. That's the reason why I'm still here and I'm not there with them. Aaron Lewis, the hurdler from Trinidad, you're gonna do your thing as well. I don't know all the girls' names, but I just wanna wish them all the best, and let them know that I'm still supporting them even though I'm not there, to watch their races or even capture it. But I know they'll be doing their best. Coach Hicks, Coach Spice, Coach L. I know Coach L is not here tonight because he might be busy prepping his athletes to compete, but that's a part of the game. I understand that, but we still gotta big him up, give a big shout out to him, because he's always on my live stream making it fun. So I gotta just big him up. I'm just gonna close it right here. If you guys like what I'm doing, just leave a thumbs up. I could take 2, as I said last week. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Click the bell so whenever I decide to go live, you'll definitely get a notification. So click the notification bell. And until next time, it's your boy Ren here with East Coast Athletics. Signing out. Peace.